Hello everyone, welcome to Insta Live on Pumas South Africa's website. Of course, we're waiting for Dwayne Vermeulen, the man of the match, to join us. Hello, Dwayne, you must log in. I see you saying hello. Please join the chat, Dwayne. Waiting for you. Still waiting for Dwayne to join the chat. Thanks that you guys are here. I think it's going to be a very nice chat with Dwayne. Wonder if he's back in Pretoria training with Jake White or if he's at home in Cape Town. Let's see if I can get hold of him. Still no request from Dwayne. Dwayne, you need to request to join the chat, please. Okay, give me 1 second. We'll give him a second. He's not playing in the tight five, so he probably struggles a little bit with technology. Hello everyone. See quite a few guys joining. We're standing at about 120 people joining the chat. Yeah, it will be interesting. I'd like to hear from Dwayne. How did he get back from Japan when the lockdown started? Going to talk a little bit about World Cup. Beating up the English in the final. What a man. What a match that was. Let's see if he's here. Here we go. Customs 8. Here we go. Dwayne.
Oh, finally.
Kan ek jou help met die tegnologie?
Bro, it's big problems. I'm struggling.
Welcome to the chat, Dwayne. I see there's at least 200 people joining us. So everyone really looking forward to hearing from you. So how are you? How are the family? Isel, the 2 boys?
Oh, Vic, yeah, thanks, man. It's good chatting to you. And I must say, yeah, I'm alive. I'm kicking. And maybe gained a few pounds since the World Cup. But yeah, we're happy and we're all good. Family is happy. Just yeah, enjoying our time in lockdown.
Well, you've been away, and I know the family wasn't always with you when you were in France and in Japan. You must have loved this 2-3 months just being home, being with the boys, enjoying family time.
Yeah, Vic, it's been great. I must say, I've really enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it, but yeah, we had tons of stuff to do in the backyard. Kept the boys busy. Yeah, doing father and son stuff, and yeah, stuff that I couldn't do when I was playing abroad. And yeah, I must say, it's been good to catch up with my family and spend some quality time.
I know you were in Japan when the lockdown started. Did you struggle to get back? Were you lucky to get back enough? Did you have to go into quarantine? How did it work out?
Yeah, a long story, but I'll shorten it a bit. But yeah, I was saved by a girl with the purple hair that actually saw my post from our Emirates flight that was cancelled. And after that flight, we booked 2 more flights, and both of them were also cancelled. And then she sent me a message on Instagram saying she booked a flight with Ethiopian Airlines, and that flight is scheduled to depart on later that night. And yeah, packed my bags and yeah, rushed off to the airport. And luckily, I came back in South Africa the day of lockdown with a few hours to spare. So I was happy. There was no quarantine, but I did the 14 days self isolation. So yeah, it's been great.
And I know you in your house is Cape Town. Have you been out to the farm, back up north a little bit?
I've been to the Tankwa. I've got a place there in the Tankwa Karoo. For a couple of days, but yeah, not up north. Obviously, we can't cross borders, or we couldn't cross borders. It's only for the past week or so that since stage 3 started, that everyone can move cross borders. But yeah, I haven't been up to the farm in the north, but hopefully I'll be coming up pretty soon to to see what's happening at the bulls and things like that. So yeah, at this very moment, still in Cape Town, and yeah, with the family.
Tell the guys that's on the chat with us that doesn't know you that well. Maybe started off in Nelspruit, played for the Pumas, then over to the Cheetahs, and then you ended up with the Stormers with Rassie. Just tell us quickly through your career for the people that doesn't know you that well.
Yeah, so like you said, started the Pumas 10 years. I think I'm 10 years behind you when you started. Started at the Pumas in 2005. Played my first season there. Got signed for 2 years. We played Currie Cup First Division final against the Falcons in 2006. We won that game and lifted my first trophy, and then moved to the Cheetahs. Played there 2007 and 2008, and where I was coached by Rassie Erasmus. And when he moved down to the Stormers, he asked me to follow him and also come down to Cape Town. And since end of late 2008, I was with the Cheetahs. I was with the Stormers and Province till I think after World Cup 2015, and then I actually moved abroad to play for Toulon, where you also played, and for 3 seasons, and then went to Japan for two seasons. So that was about it.
Tell the people more about Toulon. I went there when it was second division. We were lucky enough, getting guys like myself, George Gregan, Tana Umanga, Andrew Mertens, to get them up to first division. This is a whole big thing of Toulon is the club where you want to end up. If you want to go make big money, if you want to be almost the rock star of rugby, you go to Toulon. Tell us more about the club and the living down in the south of France.
Yeah, geez, unfortunately I missed all the heydays. The Champions Cup, all the trophies, and all the the Bryna Banners, the Matt Gittos, Johnny Wilkinson, all those guys, Bucky's and Donnie Rousseau was also there. Joan Smith was there. So I played with a few of them, and I missed out on quite on playing with a lot of the other guys who actually lifted the the Heineken Cup or the Champions Trophy, and then also the top 14. So and it's a fantastic town. It's a rugby mad town. They love their rugby. I really enjoyed the area that we stayed in. It's called Karkiran. Fantastic little town with a little port and or a harbor, and it's fantastic. Nice weather. Obviously in the south of France, there's loads to see, and you can travel quite a lot. And I think that made it special. Obviously the supporters, I met actually quite a few interesting people, and I'm still friends with most of them, and I've got one good friend that lives in France, and he comes to visit me in South Africa, I think once or twice a year. So, yeah, it was a great time of my life.
I must say, I also stayed in Karker, and it's just beautiful. And the nice thing of it is, you drive 3 hours up, and then you in the snow. You can go with your family into the mountains, or you just go an hour's drive and you're in Monaco. Did you ever get to? This is my favorite wine, Lavanier. I'm a Glen Rosé drinker, and I'm having one now, on you. Did you ever go and visit some of the South African people there, Naritha and them, down on their wine farm down in the south there? I see Andre Pollard, a lot of them, the South African boys, were there just a few weeks ago.
No, there was a pretty nice place we went to. It's maybe an hour's drive from Toulon. On your way to Nice, you turn off, and the place's name was, or the place was called Chateau de Bern, and it's a very interesting bottle. It's not the usual things you see. It's a square bottle of wine, and obviously they've got their rosés and their pinotages and things like that. But it was a special place. We actually took a lot of our friends and family that came to visit. We took them there to to look at the vineyards. It's a beautiful venue. It's a nice wine cellar and everything, and tasting area. So it was pretty special and really nice, and fantastic people. The owners were really nice people.
And then from France to Japan, is there a big difference in culture? Is it different settings? Is it different the way they do things?
Yeah, totally different. It was. Once you get there, it's a kind of culture shock. Obviously, we South Africans, we love our braai and we love our. You can't say barbecue, but for some of the guys who live abroad, they know it as a barbecue. But it's a total different shock to your system. But once you're there, and you get to know the culture, and you get to move around, and you see how the people go about their day-to-day life and things like that, then you kind of pick up on small things that is actually efficient and make things work better and easier. And let's take an escalator for example. They'll all stand on the left. Obviously in South Africa, if you stand up on an escalator, you'll just there where you get up, that's where you stand. But for efficiency, most of the people, it's just in the one side of Japan, and then once you go to a different side, then they all stand on the right. But if you stand still, you stand on the left, and the guys who wants to go up quicker, they just pass on right, and it's so great for efficiency. And I picked up on a lot of things, and a lot of people ask the question about food and what do you eat, but you actually eat pretty well, and there's a lot of nice things to eat. And so for a big guy like me, I like my food and I like to eat a lot. But I got enough and all that I needed.
Then we need to talk to your best move ever, moving to Pretoria to the Bulls the year before. The year before the World Cup. I spoke to Skalk 2 weeks ago, and he said the way the people just accepted you, the way they treated you, you guys really had a great time at the Bulls.
Yeah, Vic, it was fantastic. Obviously, if you play for the arch nemesis down in down in the Cape, and you always, when you go play there, you got booed off the park as much as you can. And the first time, as soon as I signed with the Bulls, I got accepted with open arms, not just by the players, but also by the supporters. And it's just fantastic to see how people change. And you know how powerful a supporter group can be once they're behind their team. So it was a fantastic move. It was really easy, and we had a great group of guys, and a nice coaching staff, and everything just clicked. So it was an easy transition for me, and I actually really thoroughly enjoyed it.
We're very happy to see you sign again. You're coming back to the Bulls. Have you been in contact with Jake White yet?
Was actually absolutely. I haven't heard anything of him. The one coach just called me today. Otherwise, he's just the team manager, and you get one or two updates. But I haven't heard from Jake White yet. But hopefully once I go up to Pretoria, hopefully we can have a good chat and see where we are and what needs to be done, and what prep we need to do for whatever comes first, to go Super Rugby or a Currie Cup or Test Series or whatever.
Yeah. So no one is knowing what's happening. Do you guys, are they talking to your players? Did the Bulls start training yet? Are the Springboks, are you in communication with Jock? Do any of you know what's the plan?
So with the Springboks, we get updates. I can't really say weekly, but we do get updates, and they'll say, "Listen, this is where we are. This is where we stand, and this is the next steps we need to take before they go into their next meeting." So, for the players, we've got our apps on our phone, and every morning you need to fill in your app and say, "Listen, do I have fever? Do I have any changes in your pressures, blood pressures, things like that, and how many hours did you sleep, and things like that." But obviously from the Springbok side, yes, that's the one thing we do. From the Bulls side, it's been pretty quiet. I think they also, obviously with Jake taking over, he's busy cleaning up everything, and getting his staff, the right staff behind him, and to work with him, and also to work with the players. So at the moment, I think a lot of the guys that live up in Pretoria, they have to go in this coming week, do COVID testing and things like that, and see where they are and how the fitness levels are and things like that. And obviously then the guys will get programs and say, "Listen, but this is what you need to do for the next say coming month or whatever." The guys in Cape Town, we will hear from the coaches tomorrow, and see what is our next step. When will we have to move up to Pretoria? When are we doing our tests? And for how long we're still gonna have to train on our own and at home.
Talking about fitness, I know you like your braai and your brandewyn. I've seen you do the Albie Geldenhuys challenge with the 4 beers doing push-ups. So what other training did Dwayne Vermeulen do in the lockdown?
Yeah, that was it.
How did you keep fit?
No, I'm joking. We actually, I got a watt bike. I got a salt bike from a CrossFit gym, and a few kettlebells and weights and different things. And now I bought a battle rope and jump rope and everything. And obviously everyone say they can run around their house. So obviously I don't do 20Ks or things like that around my house, because I'm a heavy man. So it's difficult
knee of yours.
Yeah, it's difficult to run 20Ks around your house. But we did quite a lot of training in the garage. It's, at stages it was a full family affair, with my wife also training with me every single morning. And then once or twice you'll see the kids come in and they start joining you and lift weights or try to do different things. So it was pretty fun. I stopped for a week last week, and yeah, started this morning again. So yeah, hopefully the spirits are all good. Like I said, I gained a few extra kgs, but that's also just because you can't really run. You don't really run
Yeah.
a lot, but you're on the bike.
Okay, let's go to the Springboks. You played your first test in September 2012 versus Australia under Heineke Meyer. How did you enjoy Heineke Meyer as a coach?
I loved him. He's a passionate guy. Jeez. Fantastic coach. You know, you've played under him for a couple of years, and you actually know him even better than I do. But yeah, the time I've worked with him was really special. I actually got to know the guy behind the coach as well. So yeah, fantastic guy and a fanatic rugby guy. You know, he always, he always had 2 or 3 different stories before every Springbok match, and you know, if he doesn't catch you emotionally, he'll catch you in a different way. But usually he'll get the whole group together with those 3 stories. So yeah, I love him. I enjoyed him. Fantastic coach.
Now, the one thing that stands out for me, Dwayne, they asked me, I must say something. And I can't remember if it was 2014 or 2015 before we played the All Blacks, and your shoulder were just buggered. You couldn't lift it up on the Monday, even on the Wednesday on the bus. I remember us sitting in the back. I told you, there's no chance you're playing. Just tell them you're not playing. And that Saturday you went out, you played, had a brilliant game. Almost, I can't remember if you're man of the match, but you just had an outstanding game. Is that something that's just in the genes? It's hard. Where do you get that from? Where you think there's no chance Dwayne will be able to play, and then when the game comes, it's just mind over matter, and there you go.
And a couple of injections later,
Yeah,
and
that helped
obviously
as
you
well.
don't really feel it. Yes, Vic. You know, you've also been in situations like that where it's not just about you. Sometimes, you know, I don't know. I see it differently to other people. Other people say, "Listen, but take care of yourself now. You might have a longer career and things like that." So obviously, if it's a I'm back.
Oh, yes, you're back.
So obviously, if it's a massive thing, if it's a massive thing, then you know, and it can put yourself in danger. Then obviously you need to pull back and say, listen, okay, I have to, you know, I have to relax and I have to see what's going on with my body. But you know, things like that, you have broken ribs, dislocated shoulders, or things like that, and you can pop it back yourself, or you can just play with it. Then obviously it's maybe in a way it's not that bad. Then it's all about the team, and if you can put the team in a better spot and give your 100% still, then obviously I feel I will still keep on playing until I can't anymore, until they have to carry you off the field. And also, I think not just the team but also the coaches, the way they inspire, the way everyone around you inspires you. That's the things you want to keep pushing, and you want to keep working and not disappoint them by sitting on the sideline and saying, "Listen, but I'm gonna withdraw from this game."
Yeah. Then over to the Rugby World Cup. We're all still very happy about that. You must have a special relationship with Rassie. I mean, started under him at Free State, then moved with him to the Stormers, and then winning a World Cup, changing things around in the box within 2 years' time. Tell us a bit about that build-up. What did Rassie do different? What did he do right to get the Springbok team from where they were, number 7 or 9th in the world, to just probably the best final we've ever seen in a World Cup final?
Yes, Vic. There's actually a lot of things, but I think the most important thing that actually stood out for us is, I think when we started with our alignment camps, he he put up this Excel spreadsheet, and he said the most important thing is for him, doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of skill, or if you don't have, you don't have the best feet, or you can't really tackle well at the moment, but you should never lose your heart. He needs a warrior, and a warrior is the guy that you can go to war with a warrior. You can teach him how to shoot. You can teach him how to how to do things like that. So obviously, he said first of all he needs a warrior, and a guy who never wants to give up, and who will never back down. So that was the first step, and then obviously after that, he said, okay, now I got my 31 warriors. Then, okay, so now he'll divide it up again and say, okay, these guys should work on their aerial skills. These guys should work on their defense. These guys should work on, obviously, their mauling, their scrummaging, things like that. So, and we were drilled at certain stages individually to work, to put in extra yards, extra time and effort into what we need to work on and what we need to improve on, before we hit the World Cup. So I think going into the World Cup, he had his set plan and the things he wanted us to do, and we just had to execute it. So by the time we played, it was just all about executing what we set out to do. That was the most important thing. So I think, if I can say that again, I think the most important thing for him was just he needed warriors, guys who never backed down.
Well, there's always a lot of talk about how you playing style, but something I know that's very important for you as well is team culture and guys being close, playing for each other. There must have been a special bond within that Springbok squad as well at the World Cup.
Yeah, yes, it was a great bond. I think we had a pre-World Cup where we had a camp in Bloem, and Rassie said, "Listen, guys, tonight you can enjoy your time and do whatever you want to." And then later the night, actually the early hours of the morning, everyone got a thing and said, "Listen, but the following morning we have to be ready for a meeting at 9 a.m. or something like that." So or 8 a.m. or something. And a lot of the guys asked me to ask Rassie, can't we just move it on a little bit later so that I can sleep a bit? And Rassie said no, he actually wants the guys to maybe struggle, to maybe have a little bit of a hangover or whatever, because once you if one or two guys get, or if guys, anyone, if you have a little bit of alcohol in your system or something like that, then obviously you speak more truthful, and it's easier to hold back things that you actually want to say. So it was actually that's where we started with our team culture things and said, listen, this is and then we talked about the Stronger Together campaign and things like that, and that was the last time we actually had a good thing with the group, everyone together, and saying, listen, we actually talked about alcohol and when the guys are allowed to have a beer or two, or when in that meeting the guys said, listen, okay, so now this was our last night, we're giving it up and we're going into the World Cup as sober as we can, and we there will be one or two stages where a guy can have one or two beers, and obviously you've been there and things like that. So that's the culture thing. That's how you build your team culture. The guys are open towards each other, and we never had, obviously we read a few things in medias and things like that, but we never had any issues within the team. It was all just a good bunch of guys, group of guys, and yeah.
Okay, now you have a plan. Going into the World Cup, you have a great game against Japan in the warm-up game, not like us in 2015. Much better game than that. Then you went into New Zealand. All of a sudden, a setback. How did you get the guys to still believe after that game?
No, I think we knew it's going to be a tough one against the All Blacks, and if we had won that game, we would have had a different road, a different journey. Obviously, we didn't really focus on or didn't really set it out. Listen, we have to lose this game or things like that. And then we make our journey different. We play to win, and that's the most important thing for us. So, we lost the game against New Zealand. We weren't really clinical. They actually outplayed us by our own game, and that was the kicking game. So you don't really see a lot of New Zealand teams kick the ball quite a lot, or contestable kicks and things like that. They're actually really good runners with the ball. So they actually outplayed us with our own type of game and our own style. So. But after that, we actually never changed anything. We just sharpened up on our skills and our execution and things, and said, listen, okay, now we have to take the next step. And that's just, that's the way how we build from that defeat.
Okay, fast forwarding to the final. Going into that final, England on fire against the All Blacks in the semi-final. You guys probably not playing the nicest game against Wales, but probably what was needed on the day. Everyone's saying England must be the hot favourites going into that final. Tell us about when you guys got together on that Monday morning or the Sunday morning, probably after the game or before that week started. What was the mindset? What was the feeling in the game? Was there confidence? Was there a little bit of worry? How did the guys feel going into that week, and talk us through the week as well?
Yeah, obviously. So after the Wales test, and it was a pretty close one. We had a big scare, and everyone was sitting there, and okay, obviously we felt relieved because we won the game and we're going to a final. But we also said we have to focus on just on our game. We obviously watched the New Zealand or the All Blacks England game, and that was maybe one of the best games I've watched in a very, very long time. Played by England and obviously against the All Blacks, and we said England just overpowered New Zealand in a way that we've never seen that before, and it was fantastic to see the way all the English players responded, and but also for us, we just had to chip away every single day in training for us to see, listen, okay, this is the things we need to do. We watched the videos again. We analyzed England again, or how they played against New Zealand. Every single day, for every single thing we do, we'll go out on the field and say, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Obviously, the Vunipola brothers are big ball carriers, so we need to stop that momentum for us to to get front foot and things like that. So there was a lot of things during the week that we had to sort out, but it was mostly on video sessions. We never had a lot of field training. I think we had 2 sessions in the week on the field. That was about it. Obviously, you can't really physically prepare yourself even more than you already are. I think the biggest thing for us was only the mental preparation. Everyone knew what needed to be what they needed to do, and then obviously you had to go out there and go show it and go do it. So during the week, every single day, all mental, and working at our video sessions. The forwards will go through their lineouts, just talk through the lineouts, say the movement. You'll tell the other guy, the bomb squad member, or you'll stand
Yeah.
next to you. And you'll work through that little thing. So everyone was just on song and so finely tuned. It was great.
Talking about the Vunipola brothers, Billy Vunipola, there's something that happens within Dwayne Vermeulen when you play against Billy. But of course, I've seen a lot of your games, but every time you played England and every time you play against him, it's just a different Dwayne Vermeulen that get on that pitch and that just want to show the world, listen, he's not the biggest and strongest ball carrier in the world. He has to come through Dwayne Vermeulen.
Yes, bro. It was. He's a fantastic guy off the field, and a fierce competitor on the field. But he's a big boy, and that can also shift. He can move on the pitch, and he's just a fantastic ball carrier. So obviously, you want to make that step up, and against guys like Billy, who's close to maybe to 130 kg. Stopping a guy like that is it's a thing you want to do. Obviously, when I was growing up, they said my parents told me, listen, you draw a line in the sand, and no one crosses that line. So obviously, when you see a big guy like that, then you have to step up and you have to do it. So it's fantastic to play against a guy like that, and also a guy I also respect quite a lot on the field. I've got a lot of respect for him on the field and for the player that he is. So it's always a great rivalry.
So anyway, we talked about the World Cup. Then you guys arrived back home with all the people waiting for you. Just explain to the people what it feels like to go through the country, and wherever you go, people is just so happy to see you guys, and they're so proud.
Yes, Binko, I'm gonna ask that same question to you straight after I'm done. It's fantastic. I can't really explain because we were shocked by the amount of people that greeted us at the airport once we landed, or when we landed, and it was just it's fantastic to see when you move around in every single town how people react to the Springboks, how people react to what happened in Japan, and how this rugby united a country, and it's just fantastic. It's obviously we went into the World Cup with the campaign Stronger Together, and yes, we in South Africa there's obviously a lot of things that's happening, and but once if people stand together, you can always end up stronger together once you get out on the other side. So it was fantastic to see the amount of people supporting wherever you go. That every single town, every township you went into, the support, even wherever you go, it's fantastic to see all the people behind the booker. So I must say, you guys, you were there in 2007, and I don't know how it differed from 2019 to 2007. You can actually, you must also share that with us.
Yeah, I must say, I actually thought the evening of the World Cup was almost like an anticlimax for me, where you're in France, you're in Paris, and it's almost too big. You don't get that feeling. But yeah, I remember that morning when we arrived at the airport as well, like you said, and we got on that bus, and you went through Pretoria, and the streets are full. Then you go through Soweto and the streets are full. You go through East London and everywhere they run next to the buses. They just want to be close. They just want to be part of something. And it doesn't stop there. I told people it was like 6 months later. Then I'll stop at the petrol station. And the guy is throwing my petrol say, "Thank you, Victor. Thank you for what you've done." And I'm like, what have I done? It's like, we world champions, and they feel that like they're part of it. And it's, yeah, I must say, arriving back in South Africa to see what it means to the country was just unbelievable. Okay, let's move on. British and Irish Lions next year. When did you decide? Was it always part of the plan? Was it always you want to play against them? I know, I mean, I was 30, went to France, thought maybe I'm done, but I wanted to get back and play against the British and Irish Lions. I had a chance to play 4 World Cups, but only once against them. Was that always part of the plan, or did you think after World Cup, let me feel what the body feels like? What do you think about the whole British and Irish Lions?
Yeah, Vic. I must say I was fortunate to play against them in 2009, but obviously not as a Springbok. I played against them for Province, and I also played against them for the emerging box, and we actually drew that game.
Yeah, in the last
23
minute
or something. Yeah, so Daniel Dimas scoring in the corner, and then Willem de Waal slotting it out of the corner in the final minute. So it was that was fantastic for us as well. And I had the opportunity to play against them, and I think obviously that time I missed out. I was still fighting my way to become a Springbok. And obviously after the World Cup, there was a lot of some of the senior guys that said, listen, they're hanging up their boots and they're retiring and things like that. But I actually that's still a bucket list thing that I really want to do, and hopefully I can. It's not set in stone. Hopefully, I can still make that squad that runs out against the British and Irish Lions in 2021.
Okay, I'm going to go to a few of the questions that we always get. You can be quick here. Just run through it. So this one you can talk about a little bit. Who's been the biggest influence in your career?
I think, for starters, my mom. And then after that, I met my wife when I was still playing at the Pumas. So she's been supporting me all the way, and she's been behind me and everything. And then obviously, I must say the other thing is also one or two coaches. I've known Rusty. Obviously, Rusty stands out quite a lot. I've known him for 13 years now, and he's been supporting me throughout my journey and my whole career. So yeah, I think that's about it.
The best stadium you played at? Don't say Newland.
You got it on the money. I must say Newlands, but I think in South Africa, Newlands. Abroad, must be Twickenham or Millennium Stadium.
Your greatest performance and why in a game? Not in the, I've seen you in the evenings. Some of your greatest performances on a Saturday.
Okay, in a game. Okay. Okay. Let's. Obviously, the one that stands out now is obviously the most important one, and that's the World Cup final. So I must say, I really enjoyed that, and at the end, being awarded man of the match was just fantastic. But obviously, it was a team performance. But I was actually just the lucky one ending up with it.
Your toughest opponent you ever played against?
Yeah, there's been a lot. I think Kieran Reid was always the one I played against him. even more games that I can actually count on my hands. So Karen Reid, I think there's obviously Benny Vannapolo is also a really fierce opponent and a really tough bug on the field. And yeah, I'll stick with that.
Okay. Your funniest moment on the pitch or off the pitch with the team?
Okay, so this one is off the pitch, but this takes me back quite a few years ago. But at the Stormers, we had a guy Vickers Blau, and but he had a little bit of a brain, and so now we're in Australia, and I ordered the first round of beers in the hotel, and so it's just for the two of us. And so I ordered, and we finished our beers, and he went to the bar and asked the bar lady, "Listen, can I get two Tui drafts, please?" And the lady said, "Sorry, say again." He said, "No, two Tui drafts." And so obviously she looked at him and said, "Listen, I can't hear you. Can you just speak up a bit?" And he said, "Can I get two Tui drafts, please?" And she called one of the bouncers and said, "Listen, can you please take him out? He's too drunk. He can't, or too intoxicated. He can't really, he can't order beer." So as he's on his way out, he just shouted at me and said, "Dwight, I only had one beer." And so I went to the bar and just helped him out and told her, "Listen, that's the way he speaks. We only had one beer." So yeah, so that's one, but there are loads of them.
Yeah. Okay, but over to Puma. What's your favorite Puma sneaker?
I've actually got it here. I had it on today, so I'm not a guy who wears a lot of sneakers because I'm a plucky kind of guy. But when I really have to wear a sneaker, and this is one of the most comfortable ones. So there's the Ralph Simpson. So it's a white one. You can see I've used
So
it
I will need to ask to get that in a 14. I don't think you get that in a 14.
Vic, I got it in a 13.5, so it's actually.
So I might be lucky.
Yeah, you can force it.
I'll have to ask Casey. Then Puma, why Puma? What's your favorite? The lifestyle brand, the golfing products, just the boots you play with. What do you love about Puma?
Yeah, so when I started out, it was obviously you start with a specific, or actually when you start with a brand that you can find that, and then obviously a brand that where you can get a size in, and then when I started when I moved to the Stormers, I actually signed with Puma, and I think there was a little dip in between where I went to a different brand, but also then I just came back to Puma. So the most important thing for me is I think it's a great brand. It's a massive brand, and it's got everything. You've got your lifestyle, like you said. You've got your golfing. You've got your sports, and I really do love like yourself. We actually do love our golf brand and the golf kit and the attire and everything you can find golf related, and obviously you can get some clubs as well, and then. Yeah, so boots. I love the boots. It's the most comfortable. I play with the Puma Futures. It's one of the most comfortable boots I've played in. It's really light, and it suits my the shape of my foot. So I'm really happy with it, and it's like I said, fantastic brand, world renowned, and what more can I ask for? So we're really lucky.
Okay, we have to finish off. Two more questions. Coaching, you're getting older. Once you're done, maybe in 5-6 years, I don't know how long that will be. will you get into coaching? Is that something you would like to get in? Would you like to give back? Would you like to have an influence in the future of South African rugby?
Yes, so I've been told by so many coaches, all of them told me, listen, this is the thing you actually need to go in. So I think you're about the 10th or 15th coach that has said that. So Vic, if you will coach, then I will coach with you. So let's do
Okay.
that.
Okay, so how long before you retire? So I need to get back in it before you retire, but you will be top of my list if I ever coach, I promise you. Then last question. We've talked about British and Irish Lions. You've had a break now. You actually had a year off. Ask me, 2 years off. The body's feeling good, it's feeling great. 2023 Rugby World Cup France. Will we see Dwayne Vermeulen going to France, helping the Springboks defend the World Cup, bringing it back home again for a second time? Is that in your plans? Are you thinking about it?
Bro, I think I'll still be younger than you when you retire. So I think.
And you see, Grant Carter's also stopped playing.
So I think I can. I think I can still push for that. Now, Vic, I don't know. We obviously this year we had a good break. Well, unfortunate break, but it's also played a little bit in our favor. I'll see how everything feels after 2021. But yeah, I think British and Irish Lions, my bucket list tick, and then after that, I will see how the body feels and reacts. And who knows? Maybe I'll push it till 2023 because from then on, it's only 2 more years. And if you can manage yourself like you did, then I can still go till the age of 40 when you like you retired, or the time you retired. So
39.
Yeah, same.
Dwayne, thank you very much. It's great. We miss you. You must come to Pretoria. You must play a round of golf. I must say, I've got a few guys that I really look up to, that I played with. Frida Pretoria, that I think is the best player I've ever played with. But you are definitely the ultimate warrior. There's no one like you. I've never played with anyone like you. And I think that's why you are probably the guy Russ will always look at when he needs that warrior. So thanks for the chat. Well done on the World Cup. And can't wait to see you back here in Pretoria.
Yeah, cheers, Vic. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And it's fantastic words to to hear from a legend yourself. You had over 120 odd Springbok caps. So it's fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much. And I hope to see you soon. And hopefully we can have a round of golf pretty soon.
Dwayne, cheers. Have a good night and send my regards to your family. Cheers.